Welcome back to Wordy and Nerdy. So how is Warner Brothers Discovery merger going? I wanted to wait for a couple weeks before making this video because every day a new article came out about the situation. Overall, based on my research, it looks like Warner Brothers is trying to kill itself, and I'm enjoying every second. I'm going to organize this video into 3 different parts: the past, before the merger, the now, during the merger, and the future, the fallout of the merger.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
You shut the fuck up! I hope you die in a fire!
Allow me to take you back to 2020. Before the merger took effect, Warner Brothers launched a brand new streaming service called HBO Max. This service was built around content from HBO, Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and other related brands. Warner was betting big on a streaming service. In fact, they came up with this amazing idea of releasing movies to theaters and HBO Max at the same time. An idea that did not backfire at all.
Well, shit!
Every single movie that Warner Bros. Released on HBO Max and to theaters underperformed at the box office. A total of 17 movies. Let's do some quick math. According to my research, the average cost of a feature film is between $100 million and $150 million. Let's go with $125 million per movie. So 17 times $125 million is about over $2 billion. They needed to make over $2 billion just to break even, and that didn't happen. In fact, they had to make favorable deals to their filmmakers just to make sure that they got paid. Overall, it was a financial disaster.
Where's that money, you fat motherfucker? Where's my money?
Now let's talk about the creative vision disaster. You might be asking yourself, did they tell their directors that their movies are going to HBO Max?
Nope.
So who did they piss off from this decision? To start, they pissed off Christopher Nolan, one of the best directors ever. This dude basically made Warner Brothers for movies including Inception, Dark Knight, Dunkirk, and Interstellar, and even more. He was the golden goose for Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers can always count on him to make profitable and critically loving movies, but that is no longer the case. Christopher Nolan got pissed off of how Warner Brothers was treating his movies and treating other people's movies, so he left to a brand new studio, and they lost one of their best directors ever. Things are not looking good for Warner Brothers, and we haven't even started talking about the merger yet. Before we talk about the merger and what's currently happening, I would like to talk about HBO Max and what I think about the streaming service before all the cancellation. HBO Max was one of my favorite streaming services. It had a variety of content that was not offered anywhere else. For example, HBO Max had HBO premium content including Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Succession, and even more. They also had amazing animated shows including Infinity Train, Adventure Time, Close Enough. It had something for everyone, while other streaming services are very limited. For example, Disney Plus. Are you a Marvel fan or a Star Wars fan? No? Well, there's nothing to watch on here, because all the other content is classic Disney movies and animated shows that you have already seen. Well, what about Paramount Plus? Are you a Star Trek fan? No? Well, this streaming service is useless to you. Peacock. I'll skip that one. As you can tell, all other streaming services are very limited, while HBO Max had a variety of IP, making it a very unique streaming service out there. Like a great icon once said, you have the best of both worlds.
We live in an actual nightmare!
Welcome to present day. Everything sucks. Let's begin at the very beginning of the merger. On April 2022, the merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery began. To kick off this merger, the current CEO of Discovery wanted to cost save $3 billion. So like all great CEOs, he started cutting things and pissed a lot of people off. How many people? Let's have a quick montage of everyone he has pissed off.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Yes, my lord.
You want to find out?
Oh, come! No! No!
You didn't see that coming.
You can rest now.
I know that was not all of them, but that list keeps growing every day. And I don't want this whole video just to be montages of canceled shows. Just like the same day movie released on HBO Max, none of these shows or movies knew they were being axed. So great job, Warner Bros. You pissed off a lot of animators and creative talent people. With all these cancellations, we are left with a HBO Max that is a buried wasteland with barely any content to watch. Don't worry guys, Warner Bros. Has a solution to fix everything. They're going to raise the price of subscriptions and add less creative shows. According to an article floating around, Warner Bros. Seeks to remove all diversity from HBO's. Looking into the article, the company laid off 70 employees, mostly people of color. The list of layoffs keeps growing each day, by the way. Former employees say the new managers are betting on more white and less controversial content.
Sounds crazy!
So we have a studio that is canceling creative shows and movies, keeping shows that no one watch on their streaming service. How did Fenny Train, the #1 animated show at the time, get canceled before Alfred Pennyworth, the show? Yes, this is a real show, and they made 3 seasons so far.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die! We all want to die!
A lot of shareholders did not like where Warner Bros. Was leading them, so they end up pulling out their stocks. According to Variety, their stock dropped from $43 billion to $35 billion. So in the process of cutting everything to save $3 billion, they end up losing $8 billion. So mission accomplished. With all that money lost, Warner Bros. Can only afford to put out 2 movies in 2022. Black Adam and Don't Worry Darling. The rest of the movies like Shazam, Aquaman, and The Flash have been delayed into 2023 because now Black Adam has the job not only to be a good movie, but to save an entire studio. Good luck!
Well, we're boned.
Some people say all these layoffs and cancellations are good things and will lead to success in 2023. Leading to a successful DC universe, a better animated show, and overall better content from the studio. And they could not be more wrong. Let's talk DC first. Right now they're on a quest to find their own Kevin Feige for the DC universe. Someone who can fix the ship and lead the DC to a profitable future. One of their picks is Dan Lin, a producer who made movies like Lego Batman and It. However, this is not going so well. According to articles from CPR, Dan Lin doesn't want to work for the studio due to the cancellation of the Batgirl. So the search continues, and there have been no new updates. Until they find someone, the DC universe will pretty much stay the same with more horrible movies on the way. Now let's talk about animated series. So they cancel Friendly Scooby-Doo movies and cancel a Fenny Train because of creative differences and not believing in the project. But they have a spin-off show called Velma, an adult animated show that looks like nothing like Scooby-Doo and basically a whole different show. For example, can you guess who this is supposed to be? Yeah, that's supposed to be Shaggy. If you're not even going to try to make it feel like Scooby-Doo, what is even the point? Just make a different show. So yeah, who needs a Finny Train or Scoob the Movie? We have Velma, a show that's probably going to be canceled in one season, or even before it even airs. So yeah, the future of animation at Warner Bros. Is looking brighter. So if animation in DC is not looking so good in the future, what does Discovery have to provide to the studio?
I have nothing. Yeah, it's just completely empty up here.
Like, really, who in the world cares about Discovery content? They have shows like House Hunters, Guy Fieri's cooking show, Animal Planet documentary shows, and Travel Channel shows. Wow, what a great lineup. I'm so glad we cancel amazing shows and movies just for a bunch of shows that no one will watch and probably will bankrupt the studio even more.
Not a great plan.
Where are we going?
To the future!
Welcome to the future. Everything still sucks, and we are still waiting for a trillionaire to cause the end of the world. In this section of the video, I will talk about more recent news that I feel like that will have a greater effect on Warner Brothers in the future. Then I will predict where I think Warner Brothers is heading. Alright, let's talk about Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is one of the animated networks that I love. They always take creative risks with their shows, and most of the time they pay off. And I love what they put out. However, David, the current CEO of Warner Brothers, Discovery, and everything, doesn't think the network is that great. And he is currently implementing some changes.
But if the plan were ever to change, you tell me.
No, fuck this guy.
One of the most recent changes is a bunch of layoffs. They are laying off a lot of Cartoon Network staff, and a lot of that Cartoon Network staff that was let go during the layoffs were original creative people who made original creative products at Cartoon Network. So it's starting to feel like Cartoon Network is a completely different studio, and fans are panicking.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
They did recently have their Wolf on Wall Street moment by sending out tweets to fans saying they are not dead, they are just turning 30, which is good. However, their current lineup of shows is not the best. Their current lineup is We Baby Bears, Greg of the Creek, and Teen Titans Go. Yep, that's it. They currently have a lineup of 3 upcoming shows with no major news about upcoming new shows. You kind of think they would announce something with their 30th anniversary going on, right? It's not time to panic yet. David has some great ideas. He recently announced another reboot of the Powerpuff Girls. I feel like we have already done this before, and it didn't turn out super well. Remember the live-action reboot that Warner Bros. Tried to put out on CW, but the script leaked online and had some fire lines like, "Life is one big hate boner." Yeah, after that script leak, the show was quickly killed. So yeah, I'm not that too excited for another Powerpuff Girl show under Warner Brothers control. No new shows are coming out for Cartoon Network, and it's not looking too good. And I truly believe if something doesn't change, Cartoon Network will die because of Warner Brothers' decisions. Now for some other news. Warner Bros. Is allegedly lying to their shareholders about their HBO Max subscription numbers, which is very illegal, and they are facing lawsuits right now. Let's take a look into this article. Currently, there is a 31-page lawsuit that is Warner Bros. Is facing for overstating 10 million subscriptions because AT&T customers receive a bundle where they can access HBO Max, but none of them actually signed up for the service. So the lawsuit is still taking place. We don't really know the outcome, but if this is proven true, Warner Brothers is fucked. Not only will they face financial trouble due to the lack of trust, a lot of shareholders will pull away from the studio, leading to Warner Brothers stock to drop even lower. So great job, David. If there was ever a top 10 list of CEOs who fucked up their companies beyond belief, you would be number one. Now, let's talk about one more news story that leads into my prediction. A lot of rumors are floating around that David knows what he's doing. He basically cleaning up house to make the studio look like a safe bet for possible buyers and run away with all that money. Based on this article, one of those possible buyers is Universal Studios. I agree with this article. That is my prediction. In 5 or 10 years, I truly believe that Universal will buy Warner Bros. Let's look at everything I've mentioned throughout this video. There has been no good news from the studio in the past couple of years. I've tried to look for a glimmer of hope from the studio, but they keep on making terrible decisions. In fact, the reason why this video is super late is because I had to rewrite this script multiple times to include the horrible decisions they've been making, and I 100% believe they're going to make even more horrible decisions in the upcoming weeks. Things are not going to change. David is clearly trying to clean up house and make the studio look like a safe bet for possible buyers. Universal is the only buyer that I can think of that'd be willing to buy Warner Brothers. It can't be Disney. They own too much and they are not allowed to buy anything more. It can't be Amazon. Jeffrey Bezos is too busy building rockets to escape the Earth and leave us all with his horrible decisions to die. Universal, like all studios, wants to make more money. And the best way to make more money is owning every IP. Warner Bros. Owns a lot of IP that is not being used well at all. Universal currently doesn't have a cinematic universe, the true moneymaker for Hollywood studios. The current cinematic universe that Universal has, the Harry Potter universe, is basically dead, and fans are not been super happy with the most recent outcomes from the studio.
What the fuck?
The only reason why Universal doesn't have a current cinematic universe is the lack of IP. With the merger with Warner Bros., a whole lot of IP will be up for grabs, and they can try and possibly fail in making a cinematic universe. So see you guys in 2028 when this becomes a reality.
No.
What a horrible timeline we currently live in. To wrap up this video, I hope you enjoy watching a timeline of all of Warner Bros.' horrible decisions and a possible horrible outcome. Gonna keep trying to make more, better edited videos and think of ways to include wordy and more scripted, edited content like this. Either way, I hope you enjoy the video and see you guys next time.